Hi geeks, welcome to this week's video. I'm going to be speaking about the latest health food drink and a few of the new men's fragrances that are coming out very shortly or out now. Right, so the first thing I want to speak about was tree water. I first heard about tree water, I think it was about Easter time. I think it was in the Waitrose magazine, and it kind of sounded really interesting. Basically, in places like Russia or like the Ukraine or Eastern Europe, before the trees get their leaves, they tap off some of the sap and they drink it, and that's what tree water is. So it looks a bit like this. So I don't know if you can see that, but basically you can see there's a bag attached to the trunk, and you can only get this water before the leaves come on. Anyway, so it was in the Waitrose magazine. I went to a couple of Waitrose to see if I could buy it, but it wasn't available, so I didn't end up trying it. Anyway, so this week, well, a couple of weeks ago, got an email from PR saying there's a new brand called Siberi, which not just only does birch water, which is what that picture was, they also do maple water and bamboo water. So the three together look a bit like specimens before and after, or kind of. Right, so this is the first time I've actually tried any of these. From what I can gather, the birch water and the maple water are collected, how I said, with the just before the leaves come on the tree, so obviously springtime. And the bamboo water, well, bamboo doesn't really lose its leaves, so it must be able to be produced all the time. The bamboo water said it contains lots of silica. Silica is supposed to be really good for your joints and your skin. So that's supposed to be one of the highest natural sources of silica according to the leaflet. Maple water has more manganese than a cup of kale, and birch water has 4 times less sugar than coconut water. So basically, all this stuff is, well, from what I can gather, is pure from the tree. So it hasn't been, diluted. It hasn't been added to or anything. So, right, let's try the birch water and see what it tastes like. Mm. It's nice. It's got a very kind of crisp taste. It tastes like it has a flavour, but it's very, very subtle. Um, um, yeah, I'm not sure. Kind of sweet, but not. It's kind of slightly sweet on the back of the taste buds. Um, yeah, before they recommend drinking this obviously refrigerated. So that's actually quite nice. I mean, each of these are £2, which when you compare to regular water, obviously it's very expensive. But obviously, if you compare it to maybe a smoothie or a kind of juice, then it's obviously in the same kind of price structure. Right, so maple water. Not sure which country this comes from. Um, it says bottled in France. Is that one bottled in France as well? Yeah, bottled in France. So I don't know. Not quite sure where this one comes from. Um, okay, let's try this. That's much more. That's got a stronger flavour than the birch water. But nice though. Slightly sort of sweet, but again, not sweet in an artificial kind of way. Sweet as in a refreshing. That's nice. And then bamboo water, which is the darker one. Let's try this. Right, that's completely different. That almost tastes like tea. It tastes a bit like yeah, it tastes like iced tea. It's got that kind of slightly Earl Grey um, flavour to it, and it smells like that as well. That's really interesting. Right, so that's tree water. So we've had coconut water, which obviously didn't come out of the tree, it came out of the fruit, but this actually comes out of the trunk. So anyway, I haven't seen any other brands, so that's the brand Siberia. I don't know if it's got anything to do with Siberia, but yeah, it's quite nice. That I would definitely drink that again. Right, so we're going to move on to fragrances. There's a few this week. Well, first is there's two with exactly the same names. One is Roberto Cavalli Uomo, and the other one is Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo, which obviously means man in Italian. I'm not sure. I think that plastic cap is just for the packaging, but I quite like the kind of, on this first one, I quite like the kind of jazz age Ferragamo, which I'm guessing they found in their archive, because I think Ferragamo was sort of started in the 1930s or whatever, obviously as a shoe brand. It's based in Florence. Right, I'm going to spray it on this. Yeah, it's very it's strong on the tonka bean, which if you like something kind of masculine and slightly metallic, then it's kind of, the classic one would be Boss Bottled, so it's along those kind of similar lines, but it's obviously got the same jazz age font and design down the sides. Yeah, and that cap doesn't, hopefully that's just a safety cap, so obviously you get rid of that. Right, the next one's Roberto Cavalli. So Roberto Cavalli got a new designer called Peter Dundas about maybe 18 months ago. I think he's shown about 2 collections. I mean, he sticks along the similar, animal prints, kind of quite out there, quite in your face, va-va-voom, sexy, that kind of thing. This one is obviously for that sort of customer. Let's just spray it on this. That's nice, actually. It's quite delicate. It's quite floral. It's got a It's kind of got that warm, violety kind of upper top notes. Yeah, that's quite nice, actually. That's the Roberto Cavalli one. Next we have Azzaro Wanted. I think Wanted, it does sound like a boy band, which I think there was a boy band called The Wanted. Packaging, right. The whole kind of gun bullet thing, it does appeal to, it just feels a bit immature, it's just a bit young. I mean, I don't know if the brand actually has much, most young people even know what Azzaro is, but then I suppose you could say the same for like Paco Rabanne 1 million, or maybe, a similar kind of gimmicky bottle would be Only the Brave Diesel. This does feel a bit plasticky. The bottle bit feels fine, but this sort of top bit, maybe it's a bit. Can you hear that? Right, so. Right. It's quite fruity. What's the name? Lemon and ginger, it says it in it. It's kind of like a clean spice. So it's a kind of... it's easy wearing. There's nothing really much to remember about that one. But anyway, that's the Wanted by Azzaro. And then finally we have Givenchy's, the final one in their Gentleman Only series. This one's called Absolute. They've gone for a more red and black bottle. It's a matte finish with a red label on. I think it's obviously a bit more night-timey. I'm going to spray this one actually on me. Yeah, it's got that ambery sort of again, violets. It's nice that, I mean, nearly every single one of the Gentleman Only series, whether it's there's Casual Chic, the original Gentleman Only, and I think there's a Gentleman Only, I can't remember, was it Night? But they're all fairly wearable and all quite sophisticated in a universal way. Right, so if I had to pick one out of those four, I would probably go for Givenchy or the Roberto Cavalli. So it'll be these two. I mean, there's nothing wrong with any of them, but I mean, this day and age, with the amount of fragrance that comes out, it's hard to keep up. Yeah, so that's it. So I hope you have a good week, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.